Welcome back again to the other world. Let us continue. In the last episode, we pretty much doing quests here and there. There's some of the competent quests and some for the faction quest, I think. And right now, I'm going back to Lillian to hand over something from a ship.
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain.
You also found some automatic salvage awaiting a new owner.
I'll have those dismantled. You can never be too careful when moving into someone else's territory. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station?
UDL's gunship but at the station, but I convinced them to back off.
I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch, maybe even longer. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured that out already.
I'm listening.
After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know.
You have my insurance. You have my attention.
Glad to know it, Captain. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters.
Well, maybe they were just hiding expensive research from a pirate like supply.
No, they were hiding something the colony isn't ready to know. Before we go any further, I want you to keep an open mind. Can you do that for me, Captain?
Yeah, I can do that.
Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it.
Really?
Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
This doesn't feel at all right, Captain.
The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
I have a few.
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside.
When you say aliens, what are we talking about here?
Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch.
Well, I haven't seen any evidence of aliens.
No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep.
Well, if you think that way, how do you even know that I'm not an alien spy on a mission to silence you?
Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know.
Well, that's comforting.
Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing tentacles or slowing down time.
About that. We do have a slowing down time. But let's just keep it for ourselves. Enough, just tell me what you need to be done.
Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species. I need you to put a bullet through her skull.
And why this guy has to die?
She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team.
I gotta say, your concern for the fate of our species is admirable.
You've got me all wrong. I just want to add Savior of Humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage.
But the lab that I passed through didn't seem that evil.
Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab.
Well, okay, if you say it that way, I take the job.
This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
Yeah, there's no end with this mission with her.
Error. Unable to process the specific customer service request. Please repeat the order.
Yeah, you are.
That's so sweet. Now let's get moving.
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know our C&P.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
Aha. Okay, now we need to go to that direction. I don't know where is that. Is it up? No. Is it this hiding passage? No, it's not. It's pointing me up there. I don't know how to say this, but there's something right there, a groundbreaker weapon right there. But I could never found it. I tried my best looking around, but there's no way to get there. I don't even know if there is a way to get there. Maybe I need to do something first. I don't know. Let's just do this faction quest. Huh. Or maybe you can do this first. Okay, whose quest is this? It's Felix. Rebecca Nyoka at water and this is party. Hold on, I'm gonna change my companion first before going back here.
A reminder to all crew members, there is only one toilet on the ship.
Let's see if something happened in the toilet.
Hey, shut up, get off the pot, damn it. Are you listening in there? You can't be hogging the facilities for 40 damn minutes. You ought to see Ellie. You got a condition or something.
So really inside there. She just wasn't her face. That's all. Yeah. I know women can be sometimes do a really long time in a bathroom.
You mind trying to have a moment here?
I'm looking for a guide by the name of Rufus Stress. I'm told that he lives around here.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
If you tell me, if you know where he is, I want you to tell me.
That's Harlow's mark, no mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
I'm not gonna put my finger on her or him.
We're not? Oh, right, yeah. We're non-violent sorts. Real diplomatic.
All right, you made your point. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Much obliged. That's easy. So, in which planet is there? Emerald Vale. I heard that name before, but I forgot in which planet is it.
Crew report. Nyoka is drunk. Surprise.
Okay. Let's see Nyoka again.
Organic waste discovered in location X99-orange-527-1. Positional mess now qualified as recurring. Calculating possible solutions. Calculating. Calculating. Preparing to move all items quantified as containing alcoholic properties as found on the premises.
I'm already did that. I'm removing all the alcohol.
Captain, I wish to offer my commendations for convincing the UDL's gunship to leave HRS-1084. I did not favor the idea of being stripped and sold for parts.
Try to remember that later. But right now I'm gonna go to the Edgewater.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Remember, there is one of our crew go to the Edgewater. It's Nyoka. So we gotta go there with Felix and Nyoka.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me.
That's right. Harlow said you betrayed him.
Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying.
Yeah, but Harlow only wants your ring to prove you're dead. That's all he after.
Harlow wants my ring? Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. A ring's a lot easier to lose than a hand. How do I know that I can trust you?
Look, if I want you dead, we won't having this conversation.
Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes.
Well, if that's the word that's coming off your mouth, at least show me some evidence.
Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task.
Yeah, there is. And you're looking at him.
Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent.
Alright, I think that's enough.
Take it you've made up your mind.
I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm really gonna need to take that ring.
You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Take care now. That's what heroes do. We don't kill. We only take what we need to take. Now we should go back. But if you heard that, that's to Nyoka quest. Well, it's not really that far.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders? You in there?
Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it.
Oh no.
Oh no. What did you do?
Oh, hell. I'm sorry, Nyoka.
Oh, we're gonna read about what happened there. After I'm taking all this. Its display is faded and button and almost entirely rust through, but you can still make out a bit and pieces of what looks like Rebecca found her entire. God help me, but Anderson was right. We never should take this contract. I thought Monarch was bad, but this is unbearable. Everyone here is blind or edible, or I don't know what. Adults. The town won't let us walk in without an employment contract. I can't even find someone to let me send a message. For all the capable folk here, we're stuck. Back home, we had to fight for every meal, because there were no meals that you didn't make yourself. Here, there's plenty, but nobody allowed to give you one. We've been stealing bits and pieces for life from wherever we can. Anderson is but real to sign up, offer his life in service to Spencer's choice, just so he can take a shower. Clara, I hope to the architect this never reach you. But on the off chance it does, I want to say I'm sorry. Anderson and I up. We didn't take the contract for a bit. We didn't take it because the promo sounds cool. We took it off. We took it because we want out. Monarchs living hell. We were sick of getting sick, of boiled raptidon and stinking like a surfer, no matter how hard you scrub, of fighting. Day in and day out, we're exhausted. We thought we could use contract money to find a place here. Settle down, but this place ain't a better. It's just different. We're starving all the same. We never should laugh. I just thought maybe you could do better. I miss you, kid. Marauder at the door. Anderson blurted out. I'm on my way. I won't let them get me. Not alive, anyway. It seems what those mothers do.
They were... bitch! They were all sent to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Or to leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, break her to know the truth.
She still wants to know, just the same as you did.
Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick.
Might as well do it. I don't think there was anything about that wildlife you don't know.
That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
So Felix going back to Scylla too, to give something to Harl, and Nyoka going as well to the Scylla. Great. Let's do Felix first.
Captain, Felix and the Vicar are arguing again.
You ain't making a lick of sense, Max. Of course I got a self. I'm me, Felix Millstone.
No, that is just a story you've been building for yourself from a very young age.
There, see? You just said yourself. Yourself. Guess I got a self after all. Checkmate, preacher.
Semantics and nothing more. The construction of our language assumes the existence of a self.
Whoa, slow down. What's this about construction work?
Our language has all manner of paradoxes contained within it. Tell me, what happens to your lap when you stand up?
What are you talking about? Max, you've been acting real funny ever since you and that hermit sniffed all them drugs. Maybe you ought to ask Ellie to take a look at your head.
If I want to make this right, I'm gonna do what is right.
What's the word?
Trask has a lot to say about you, Harlow.
Not surprised. Trask was a dead man trying to negotiate with his own executioner. He'd say anything to preserve his life.
Trask told me you've been working for a board.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand?
Well, fun if you say that, because here I have this paper you've been brought off, and I get the receipt.
Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for.
Well, but he told me that Trask was informer for a board. You also lying.
You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face.
Come on, Harlow. Why would Trask rat you out to your employer?
How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor. I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Incoming! That's one down!
Well, I just want to know the truth. But that happened.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think.
You never really know what's going on inside somebody's school.
No. I guess you really don't. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me.
Money changes people, Felix. Maybe the board just probably offering Hollywood a lot of money.
I just hope I never turn out like that. Selling my soul for a fistful of bits.
Well, it's not like I'm paying you.
I ought to thank you for that. Keeping me on the straight and narrow. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. I don't know what I believe anymore. Maybe it's better that way. Thanks for your time, boss.
Status report. 13 jobs scheduled for area maintenance.
What in the hell is this? Anyway, we're gonna do Nyoka quest tomorrow. Yep, I'm sorry about this, but this will be the last episode for today. I'm gonna meet again tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.